Hi everybody, welcome to Shell Lectures. So, this is part 3 of photosynthesis in higher plants. So, in this video, we'll be talking about light reaction, or it's also known as photochemical phase. So, we already learned that light reaction occurs in the grana or the membranous structures which are present in the chloroplast, which traps the light energy and synthesizes ATP and NADPH2. Right, so that reaction is known as light reaction, and we also learned another reaction, dark reaction. So first, now we will be discussing about light reaction, which is also known as photochemical phase. So the 4 steps in light reaction are light absorption, water splitting, oxygen release, and formation of ATP and NADPH. Okay, these are the high energy chemical intermediates. Light absorption, water splitting, oxygen release, and formation of ATP and NADPH. So the light harvesting complexes, that is the pigments actually they join together, hundreds of pigment molecules and proteins, they just get bounded together and they form light harvesting complexes, that is sites at which light can be perceived or site at which light can be harvested. It looks something like this. Can you see that? These are the pigment molecules and this is a light harvesting complex. Okay, these pigment molecules along with proteins bound together forms the light harvesting complex, which is also known as LHC. It's also known as LHC, and there are 2 types of light harvesting complex, PS1 and PS2. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Okay, what are they? Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. So, hundreds of pigment molecules and proteins. Light harvesting complexes are also known as antennae. Light harvesting complexes are also known as antennae. Okay, so what happens is actually all of these pigment molecules form the light harvesting complex, and there is one chlorophyll A molecule among these hundreds of pigments and proteins. There is one specially designated molecule, that is chlorophyll A. We know that this is the chief pigment, right? Chlorophyll A, which is known as the reaction center. Here you can find it here. The reaction center is here, right? So this is the chlorophyll A molecule for this light harvesting complex. So that reaction center differentiates PS1 and PS2 as the absorption peak, that is the maximum absorption that photosystem 1 can undergo is 700 nanometer. That is, at the reaction center, the maximum absorption that can occur as far as PS1 is concerned is 700 nanometer. That's why PS1 is also known as P700. PS1 is also known as P700 and PS2 is also known as P680. Okay, because the absorption peak of the reaction center in PS2 is 680 nanometers. That is, the maximum wavelength which can be absorbed by the reaction center of PS2 is 680 nanometers. So the next topic which we must go through is the electron transport. How does the electron gets transported? So for this we need to look into a diagram to get a better idea. So this is the diagram which we were talking about, that is how does the electron get transported. So I told you this is photosystem 2, because so it is 680 nanometer. Am I right? Just now we saw here PS2 is P680 and PS1 is P700. So this is P680, that is photosystem 2. So what does that mean? P680, what does that mean? It means that it will absorb light of wavelength only of 680 nanometers. So this is light. The red light of 680 nanometers is being absorbed. Okay, so the light is being absorbed. So what happens after that? The electrons get excited. Okay, they leave the parent atoms and they get excited and they get into an electron acceptor. Okay, electron acceptor, and here what happens? ADP and phosphate, that is adenosine diphosphate, combines with an inorganic phosphate to produce adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so from this it goes to the electron transport system, which consists of a lot of molecules of cytochromes. You can see it here, cytochromes. So this is the electron transport system which consists of cytochromes, which we will be learning in the next chapter. So from electron acceptor it's going to the electron transport system, and from there it's reaching the light harvesting complex of photosystem 1. And we know that photosystem 1 accepts light of 700 nanometers. Just now we saw that. So photosystem 1 accepts light of 700 nanometers. Again the electron gets excited, moves to the electron acceptor, and here the electron from the electron acceptor it reaches NADP plus molecule. it goes to NADP plus molecule. So whenever a molecule gains electron, it gets reduced, right? So it just gains electron and it gets reduced into NADPH. Okay, so this is the complete process, and as it looks like an Z, right? It looks like an Z. It's known as Z scheme of light reaction. How is it called? Z scheme of light reaction. Okay, so this is the Z scheme of light reaction. The next thing which we have to know is about splitting of water. That is the second step of light reaction. Okay, so in this diagram we saw that from this the electrons gets excited, they go here and the cycle continues, right? So for this complete cycle to exist or to continue forever, the electrons here which are moved to the other places must always be replaced. Am I right? Only then the cycle would continue forever. So how are these electrons replaced? The electrons here which are moved are replaced by splitting of water. Okay, how is it replaced? By a phenomenon known as splitting of water. So water gets split, that is H2O, 4 H plus ions, 4 protons, oxygen and 4 electrons. So these 4 electrons replaces the electrons which were moved from PS2. So from here it moves here, 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 here. So the electrons will go away. So those electrons are replaced by the splitting of water. Okay, so that is what splitting of water means. So now we have to know about cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So what is phosphorylation first of all? Phosphorylation is the process of synthesis of ATP in cells. In mitochondria and chloroplast, ATP is being synthesized in cells. Okay, so synthesis of ATP in cells is known as phosphorylation. That is, it occurs in mitochondria and chloroplast. What is photo? Wherever photo comes, you can link it with light. So photophosphorylation is nothing but synthesis of ATP from ADP and phosphate. That is ADP, the adenosine diphosphate plus an inorganic phosphate molecule gives you adenosine triphosphate, ATP. So that synthesis in the presence of light is known as photophosphorylation. So synthesis of ATP simply is known as phosphorylation, and in the presence of light from inorganic phosphate and ADP is known as photophosphorylation. This photophosphorylation is of two types, non-cyclic and cyclic. So the term itself says non-cyclic means it's not a cycle, it just moves in a specific pathway. Okay, it's not a cycle. Whereas cyclic is, it just repeats itself after one complete process. Non-cyclic is first PS2 and then PS1. This is what we saw right now. This is Z scheme, it's non-cyclic. Okay, so actually what happens here, this is PS2 and this is PS1. So first PS2 takes place and then PS1 takes place. There is an Z scheme here. And what are the molecules, energy intermediates produced here? Here ATP is produced, of course, in the electron transport system place ATP is produced, and at last NADPH is also produced, right? So both the both the energy intermediates are produced. It's an Z scheme, and first PS2 and then PS1. It's non-cyclic, right? There is no, like, if one process gets over, again it doesn't go to the first, right? So it's not cyclic, it's a non-cyclic photophosphorylation process. So what about cyclic photophosphorylation? That is, cyclic photophosphorylation occurs in the stroma lamellae. This is very important, in stroma lamellae membranes. Okay, the stroma lamellae membranes. Remember what is stroma lamellae? Stroma lamellae is given here. You can, this connections between the grana is known as stroma lamellae. So the membranes of stroma lamellae, actually what happens is, the membranes of stroma lamellae do not have PS2. That is, they do not possess photosystem 2. Also, they do not have NADP reductase enzyme. Okay, it doesn't have NADP reductase enzyme. Only if NADP reductase enzyme is there, this process can occur, right? So in stroma lamellae membranes, both NADP reductase enzyme and PS2, both of these are not present. Okay, so what will happen there? Only PS1 will take place. Okay, so only PS1 will take place. So that is what is given here. So only PS1 is taking place. This is 700 because this PS1 and then electron acceptor. And what is expected here? After electron acceptor, it will go to NADP and form NADPH2. Am I right? We learned it like that here. NADP and NADPH2. As there is no PS2 here and as there is no NADP reductase enzyme, the electron acceptor just gives back it to the electron transport system and it comes back to the chlorophyll P700. But here ADP to ATP process occurs. So here ATP production alone is taking place, whereas here ATP production is also taking place, NADPH is also taking place. And why is it NADPH not produced here? Because lack of PS2 and lack of NADP reductase enzyme. Okay. So that is what is given here. Cyclic flow of electrons. You can see it here. It goes here. It comes like this, comes like this, comes like this. So cyclic flow of electrons. Okay. So this is cyclic flow of electrons. There is a cycle which is flowing here. Okay. So that is what is cyclic photophosphorylation. So here only ATP is synthesized. That is a very important point. Both ATP and NADPH is produced. Here ATP alone is synthesized. I told you that in stroma lamellae there won't be PS2 and there won't be NADP reductase enzyme also. So both PS1 and PS2 will be present in the lamellae of the grana. Okay, so the lamellae of the grana, both PS1 and PS2 will be present. So in grana we can expect both PS1 and PS2 to be present. So in that site non-cyclic photophosphorylation occurs because PS2 and PS1 are required. Whereas here PS1 alone is required. So in stroma lamellae cyclic photophosphorylation occurs. Okay, hope you understood this part pretty well. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so far. Like and share this video to whomever you know. Thank you so much for watching.